Hey, what's up? It's your girl, LA The Life, Toya, and you are here at LA The Life Culture Podcast. And so today I have a very special guest with me. I really don't have to do no introductory because they're already popping, okay? Y'all might have seen him in some Country Wayne skits. That's how I knew what he was. But I'm going to go ahead and allow him to introduce who he is.
Well, first and foremost, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Now, I think you're giving me a little bit too much by saying you don't have to introduce me. You know, I still need an introduction here because a lot of people don't know me. I still got a long way to go, but but I appreciate that. I'm gonna say it as a form of flattery. Now I'm DARRYL DC Chambers. A lot of people they know me as a model. They knew me as a model first. Now an actor and a host. So I've been at it for a while now. Like she said, I am DC on the Country Wayne skits. That's what a lot of people know me by now. But my real name is DARRYL Chambers, just plain old DC from Alabama.
From Alabama, what part?
Valley, a small town called Valley, Alabama.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's on the borderline of Georgia.
Okay.
It's right by West Point, Georgia. Mm-hmm. So it's so close to the borderline that we are on Eastern time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's dope. That's what's up. So, okay, I want to get we're going to go deep.
Okay, let's do it.
So we're going to go to childhood. You already told us where you from.
Yeah.
So, growing up, were you in a mom and dad home or was it single parent?
I was in a mom and dad home. I grew up in a 2-parent household. I grew up an only child.
Okay.
I am an only child.
Oh, wow.
But outside of my parents, my grandparents raised me too. Both of my grandmas, both of my granddads died when I was younger. But
okay, I'm sorry.
But yeah, I mean, it happens. This is your grandparents.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't gonna live for forever.
Exactly.
But my grandparents had a lot of a hand in raising me. My mom was the more strict one.
Okay.
She was to go outside and get me a switch. That one, you acting up in church, I'm finna drag your little butt up out of church. My dad's mom was more lenient. That was the house that I would go to kind of get my way and do whatever I needed to do because my dad is one of 5. He's one of 5 kids on his side. And I was the only grandchild on my dad's side until I was like 16 years old too.
Okay.
So, I was able to just get my way on that side of the family because no one else had kids, no one else had anything. So, yeah.
So you spoiled a little bit.
You know what's crazy? I was spoiled, but I never really took it. I didn't take too much advantage of it the older that I got.
Okay.
When I became older, I got out and got me a job as soon as I was able to work. Mm-hmm. And I was also kind of learning the value of working and everything, helping my uncle at his pawn shops back in the day. But when I was old enough to actually get my first real deal legal job on the application, I did it.
Oh, I know that's right.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Absolutely.
Yes, I love it. So, how was school for you?
It's funny. I didn't care for high school.
Okay. Why?
I just didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. I honestly was kind of a shy kid growing up.
Okay.
And I never really was just in the in crowd. Of course,
that is funny. You said you was shy?
Yeah, I was shy.
Wow.
I was so shy growing up. Like my mom, my uncles, a lot of people, they'll tell you, they were like, you wouldn't even know I was in the room when I was young. Wow. I was so quiet and shy. And I didn't really break out of my shell until college, until I was 19 years old.
Okay.
But before that, I was quiet. I didn't really want to talk to people. But school was school. I think elementary was fun. I think middle school was all right. And high school, I was just ready to get up out of there.
You was ready to check out.
Yeah, I was ready to get up out of there, to be honest with you.
Yeah. All right, so what made you to decide to go to college?
My mom told me I was going.
Oh, she didn't say, do you want to?
Nah,
you going.
She said, you going. You going to do something.
Right.
So my thing is, at one point, I just wanted to work.
Okay.
I really just wanted to work. And why? I don't know. I think, even now looking back, I guess I knew what the quote-unquote American dream was, and I have a whole spiel on that. And I was just like, man, I think I'd rather be making me some money and stacking on some money versus going to college. But I love, going to college was the best decision ever.
Okay.
Actually, it ended up being one of the best things of my life. Alabama State University was the funnest times. Was a time that I learned so much outside of the classroom as well as inside of the classroom. I met so many amazing people.
Mm-hmm. And you went to a HBCU?
I went to HBCU. It taught me the art of networking like crazy. It was a great time in my life, and it made me figure out a whole lot. And I kind of feel like that's where a lot of, I say DC now because that's what a lot of it derived from, because that's just where I learned a lot. That's where I opened up, and that's where I just started flourishing. I feel like.
Wow. So don't they have like the Black History Museum at the university?
It's one. Well, Montgomery. First of all, Montgomery is. Let me put it out there. Montgomery is history.
Right.
Montgomery is history.
Yes.
But yeah, it is. We do have a lot of museums out there. But it's the Hornets. We started out being in Marion 9. There was a small school in Marion, Alabama, and then of course later on moved to Alabama State, Montgomery, Alabama. Later became Alabama State University. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's a lot of history there.
Wow,
it's a lot of history.
So what was your major?
Marketing.
Oh, okay. That fits kind of like where you at now.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was gonna major in for a while. Mm-hmm. I became a marketing major because I said, I feel like I can always get a job. Yeah. I said marketing is everything.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Advertisement, billboards, you're looking on TV. If you're trying to sell something, and we all know that you have to sell things, and that's what makes money circulate. Exactly. Money makes the world go round. Mm-hmm. So no matter what you're doing,
gives you the lifestyle that you want. So yeah.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Every single thing that you have any affiliation with, it comes with some marketing. Yeah. And I just said, well, I know for a fact that if I have a marketing degree, if all else fails, I'll never be without having a job or being able to get a job some type of way.
Exactly.
So yeah, even if I have to do it myself, I have that background and that knowledge to make something happen.
Exactly.
So yeah.
So you're an educated man. That's good. Okay,
yeah.
how old are you? Do you tell people your age or no?
Yeah, I do. I do. I'm 34.
Okay, that's a good age. That's a good 34. Age. Do you have any kids?
Nah, no kids.
Okay. No kids. So when did you come to? So after graduating from Alabama State, where were you at? After
graduating Alabama State, I stayed in Montgomery for two years, maybe two and a half years. And I was already coming back and forth to Atlanta a lot. Mm-hmm. Even when I was in college doing work, whether it was a photo shoot, whether it was going to events and network, whether it was getting on somebody's set. I don't care if it was doing some background to learn the ins and outs back then or whatever I needed to do to get me $1 and to be in that industry. Mm-hmm. And so I stayed in Montgomery for a while, and then I realized it was time to move. I'm like, I gotta move because I'm coming back and forth way too much, because it was times that I would leave class, any given day, drive to it. And mind you, it was only 2.5 hours, give or take, but that still becomes a lot sometimes. Driving to Atlanta, doing whatever I'm gonna do, then coming back, then going right back to class the next day. Mm-hmm. So, I graduated. I ended up staying there for a while working. Then I moved up here, and I've been up here. I've been here ever since working.
Oh wow! Yeah. So you started modeling in college.
Actually, right out of high school.
Oh, okay. So you got it in early.
It was as soon as I graduated, because my mom's coworker, I call her Auntie Michelle now. I shout her out all the time. Shout out to Auntie Michelle. She saw my prom picture and my senior prom picture, and she was like, "Yeah, he takes great photos. Has he ever tried modeling before?" My mom came back and told me about it, and I was like, "I'm not about to try no modeling." I'm like, because at the time I didn't think, I'm like, this is not in my mind a manly thing to do. Mm-hmm. I said, even where I'm from, it's kind of unheard of to do any type of entertainment unless you're talking about rapping or playing sports, because sports can be a form of entertainment too, really. Yeah. But unless you're doing that, ain't nobody talking about that, So I gave it a shot. I reached out to a guy who had a fashion show back in my hometown. Mm-hmm. He had a calendar and everything back in the day by the name of Toby the King, and he ended up putting me in his fashion show, and in the calendar as the feature male. So I did that, and I'm like, okay, well, I kind of like this. So when I got to college, I got into a modeling troupe as well. And what else? Yeah, I did a show. Perry Vaughn, a guy named Perry Vaughn has a big show in Montgomery that he put on every year. So I was able to get into that show, and I think that was my first show walking in front of that many people. I think it was 1,200 people at that show. And so this was before Facebook. It's what Facebook is now. Mm-hmm. It was more so when it was, I guess it was a simplified version of Facebook back then. I woke up and I had like so many friend requests and things from that particular show.
Right.
And mind you, growing up being shy, I started liking the attention that I was getting.
Right.
Because I was a skinny, lanky kid in high school. When I graduated, after a few college basketball trials, I started working out, and there's a story behind it too. I started working out, and I started getting some muscle and everything. And I'm like, I ain't never had this before. So when I walked down the runway and stuff with my shirt off, and I realized like I might be on to something here, you know. You mean to say women liking my body now? So I was a tall dude, had a little muscle with the dreads. I started liking the attention that I was getting, and so. Fast forward to that, I ended up getting with a boutique agency out of like Birmingham, who ended up giving me a lot of money. I ended up making a lot of money for a lot of different gigs, and that's when I realized I can make a career out of this. I'm like, okay, so I'm getting the attention, I like that, and now I'm getting some money. I love that. Let's just see what this takes us.
Right.
And clearly, you know, I'm here now.
Right.
What, 15 years later, I'm still here.
That's a blessing.
Absolutely.
But I don't think you're going nowhere no time soon.
I hope not.
So I know you're in the Country Wayne skits.
Yeah.
What other things do you have going on outside of that?
What other things do I have going on outside of that? Sheesh, I have to think about it every time somebody asks me that question. Well, as you see, the trailer, because it's out there on Instagram, not a trailer for Never.
Okay, yes.
yeah,
That's actually where I end up seeing you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say this. When I seen you, I was trying to be cool because I'm like, being in Atlanta, you know, when you go to events like that, you're always going to see familiar faces.
Absolutely.
But I wasn't expecting to see you there.
Really?
No, I wasn't. And so when I came, and I actually was late because I supposed to have that media press, but I had came late. So anyway, I come in and I'm just like, I'm looking, I'm like, oh, he here?
Yeah.
I was like, Lord, I got to get him on this podcast. I got to get him on this podcast.
No, you know what's crazy? Because I didn't connect with you until after when I walked back out. And it's funny, we probably would have connected like through social media or something like that. But my butt had went to the bar and left my card at the bar, so I had to walk back in there to get my card. So
we must have you must have left out when I left out.
I probably did.
Because I had left because I was kind of like, shoot, there's too many people. I'm gonna just go ahead and leave.
Come on now.
And so I'm in the car. I'm trying to edit videos that I had. And when I'm pulling, I'm like, look at God. She was right there. I was like, hey, can I get an interview?
Absolutely. Nah, look, I thank you. I thank you for even wanting to interview me.
You're welcome.
So
you're welcome. Thank you for doing it.
Oh man, absolutely. But yeah, outside of the Country Wayne thing, like right now I have so it's a lot of things that I've done that's circulating. But I will say like a lot of music videos that I've done that's gonna constantly it's gonna always circulate. But I think one of the most recent videos that I did was with the OMG girls.
Okay.
Yeah, they came out with
popping there. They back
there.
Yeah.
They popping. They don't want a lawsuit and they got to do everything out.
Yes.
But yeah, I did their video maybe a month and a half ago, something like that.
Okay.
Maybe 2 months, a month and a half ago. That's out right now. What else did I have? That's a great question. I have like 3 films that I'm waiting on to be released that I'm a part of.
Okay.
Killer B&B is one of them that's in post-production. I can't wait for that to drop. That's a Wayne, Christina Roberts, Zane. Not Wayne, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Zane.
So that's gonna be fire.
Yeah, and for people who don't know who that is, man.
Better go get
Zane,
it, novel.
You know who Zane is.
Yeah.
You know who Zane is, yeah. And Zane is so cool. Shout out to her. She's put me in a couple of her projects. So
that's a blessing.
yeah, absolutely. Love her to death. So I have that one coming out. I have it's like 3 more. What else? It's like quite a bit. I be forgetting sometimes. I really be forgetting. I forget about because
this.
I do something and I'm like, all right, on to the next, to the next. Until I really look at it. Like I have to literally like put in a list of everything that I have that's coming out.
Right.
I'm like, oh dang, I do got this coming out. Or somebody will tell me like, hey, you know, I just saw you on. I'm like, I forgot about it, but thank you for letting me know. You know.
Well, that's how it be. How did you get to be a like returning actor on the Country Wayne skits? Or how did they even come about?
Oh man. So a lady by the name of Sydney. Shout out to Sydney, man, SK Casting. She was casting me for a lot of music videos, you know, just different things like over the course of maybe 5 or 6 years, maybe.
Oh wow.
And you know, we actually just kind of developed a friendship as well. And she's always saw, I guess, the work that I would put in with just my whole career and just trying to, just make it happen. And she was like, I got to get you something else. I want to get you something else. I want to get you something bigger too. I'm like, yeah, I appreciate that. So she hit me up one day and she was like, yeah, Wayne, they're looking for a certain character. Because she was casting for Wayne, but she was casting for like different background roles, like if you need people in this church scene, whatever the case may be. And so when this particular role came about, she was like, I'm going to send your stuff over to Wayne. My whole package is for like my headshots and reel and everything. And she was like, you interested in doing that? Of course. So she sent it over. They liked it. And, I came on as Wayne's bodyguard first.
I remember that.
No. I came on as Erica's baby daddy first.
Okay.
And then that turned into the role of being Wayne's bodyguard. Then that turned into now I'm Wayne's bodyguard, Erica's baby daddy, and Sarah's boyfriend.
Well, and soon to be baby daddy.
Yeah. So I got a lot going on now. So it's kind of like one thing just kept leading to another, and it just kept evolving. When I went on set, they obviously liked what I brought to it,
right?
And thankfully they allowed me to continue with it. So yeah.
I can see it going forward. That's dope. I be trying to catch up. This stuff be so funny though.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And hold on, because he paired y'all so good. You really look like you could be Erica's daughter's dad, though. That's
everybody say that.
I swear it is crazy. I said he did good with that. That was a great matchup.
Everybody says that. Everybody that's Erica's real daughter, but it's not my. It's not my real daughter.
Yeah, I met Erica before.
Yeah,
I met Erica when she had did the Tupac. Because I was cool with her manager.
Okay. All eyes on me.
Yep.
All eyes on me, yeah.
And she, we was at a hosting event or whatever, and she cool. She dope.
Erica's super dope. Shout out to Erica, man.
Yeah, shout out to Erica.
Because she's actually the producer over our storyline now.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
So it's funny when I was directly up on the Wayne at first.
Yeah.
And of course, Wayne delegated different producers and for different storylines now. So when he gave Erica that particular position, or offered it to her, whatever, however you want to say it, she hit me up and was like, hey, I want to keep you in my storyline and keep it going, yada, yada.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Erica as well.
Yeah. She doing big things too. I'm proud of her too.
Oh, man, absolutely.
Yeah.
She's a beast with the acting.
Yes. I'm like, when I keep thinking about the eyes on me, from that to like where she is now,
man,
that is amazing.
Society, all of that. She's dope. She is dope.
That, the stepmother too, she did her part. I watched that a couple weeks ago. I was like, okay, Erica.
Robin, what something? She got a few. She got some movies out. I can't even name them all. I'm gonna forget them, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's dope. So, where do you think you going after this? Like, you gonna continue to be an actor, model?
You know what? I'm gonna take it as far as God will allow me.
I know that's right.
Because, in all honesty, and I tell people this all the time, I don't. When I I'm trying to be careful like how I word this because I don't want people to take it that I'm saying it the wrong way. Mm-hmm. One thing about it, we will always be where we're supposed to be. Mm-hmm. But when I look at my life from my fleshly standpoint, it's like I ain't supposed to be here. So God evidently had this for me.
Oh yeah, he definitely had a point and purpose.
I'm a country tall boy from Alabama, right? A shy kid growing up,
right?
Who never knew that this was an option until somebody brought it to my attention, and I just kept going and tried to make it happen. And we can all try anything, but to still be here, actually doing it at a great level, 15 years later, yes, it's such a blessing. So I want to keep it going now because I feel like I'm not here. And I haven't come this far for no reason. Exactly. Yeah,
exactly. So. Is there anybody in particular that you would want to work with in the music? I said music. What am I saying?
That's fine too. I love music. I don't do music, but I love music. I go to the studio with them and tell them like, hey, I don't like that. I think you should take it up a couple. That's the note right there, yeah. Oh man. Acting wise, someone who I really, really would want to work with. You know what's crazy? Hey, that's a great question, honestly. Who would I like to work with? You know what? Like, I think it's one of those things where I think someone who I've been on the call sheet with, but I didn't do a scene with her, but I would love to do some type of scene with her. Jasmine guy.
Okay.
So I think that would be dope. Cause somebody like her, she's so iconic and so talented, and so like theatrical, and I think that'll be dope. Someone who I would have had loved to work with was Whitney Houston, because I think she was dope on the filming side of things as well as music. I think she was just a dope person. I don't know what it is about Whitney that I just gravitate to, but I feel like she would have been that aunt that I would have just kicked it with. You know what I'm saying? So
she was like her spirit seemed so down to earth.
So down to earth.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, that's definitely iconic.
For sure.
Okay, so anybody else or this? As far as like production, produce. Like a Tyler Perry.
Well, yeah, that's a given. I think that's a given. You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely think that's a given. But yeah, for sure.
Yes.
I mean, for sure. Tyler Perry, Mr. Perry, for sure.
Look.
Yes.
I was telling my guest that was here before you, he lives in my neighborhood, in my community. And so we have this group, and women be like, oh, I seen Tyler, like, voting. Oh, I seen him. He was at, and I took a picture. I'm like, forget a picture. Can I work for you? Give me an opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. But I've auditioned for a few projects of his, so in due time.
Yeah, it definitely happened.
In due time.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so so you said you had no kids?
Nah, no kids.
Okay, are you single?
I'm in a dating phase.
Oh, so how's that going being in Atlanta? How's that different from Alabama?
Well, let's see. Oh my gosh.
You need some more drinks?
Sheesh. You know what's crazy? People. You know what? I will say this. I was in some. We was trying to make it work. We still lingering on though.
Okay.
We lingering on.
That's what's up.
But I think, but she's a dope individual.
Okay.
She's a dope individual. But it's one of the things. But I will address that dating field because I've been there still. That's crazy. It's crazy. I hear a lot of women.
For the guys too. That's crazy.
Yes, I was gonna say women say that dating is terrible, right?
I don't want nothing from Atlanta. I'm sorry.
It's the same with us. It's bad for us too.
You sure?
I promise you.
Maybe men with standards.
I don't. However you want to say it, I can only speak for me. It's rough. It can be rough.
It is.
It can be rough.
Okay.
It can be rough.
Wow, that is crazy.
It is. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, that is crazy. So, do you see in the future marriage, kids?
Hopefully, I do want kids. I want to be married. I want kids. Like in my mind, a perfect world, I'd be married right now with kids. But things don't work that way. But I'm one of them people like I want the family. I want to be a family man. I want to be at home with my wife and my kids.
Around that. So yeah.
I grew up around it, and even I think even if I didn't, it's just because I see so many people that didn't do it. Mm-hmm. It's just more so that's just what I want. Because a lot of times I find myself out like I don't really club. Mm-hmm. But I find myself out different places, and I'm just like, man, I'd much rather be at home.
Oh my God. I swear, if I'm not working, somebody involved, like a couple of weeks ago, my sis invited me to a birthday party. We done went to 2 spots. I'm ready to go home and go to sleep.
And my thing is, a lot of times, if I was married with kids, whatever, I probably wouldn't be out anyway.
Exactly.
And then even when it comes to a relationship, a lot of times, I'd be cool with we got to have our own lives. I really want you to have your own life.
Yes,
please have your own life and your own stuff to do, just like me as well.
Yes.
But a lot of times it's like I'd much rather be out with, with my girl or whatever, just doing out to eat somewhere different, whatever. We come back, we can sip some wine, whatever we gonna do. Like
right.
Yeah. So I think this is just a level now of like maturing a lot more and growing, and I'm just like, man, I ain't got to be outside like that.
Right. So you didn't already live through your 20s, your college days. Yeah. I get it. I understand it. Well, that's dope. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming to bless me on my podcast. Like I said, I definitely, when I seen you, I was like, I got to get him.
Nah, thank you.
Oh, you have a podcast as well.
Yeah, I do. Now, when I say this, no offense, I don't like to call it a podcast, though. Because,
okay, so what you call it?
Because it was in a podcast format at first.
Okay.
So we've changed it, and now it's kind of like a day in the life type of thing.
Oh, okay.
We've following different HBC.
Yeah.
First of all, let me tell the people what it is.
Right,
I'm explaining.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's for Historically Black Sense, right? Historically Black Sense is a platform that's geared towards HBCUs in general and Divine Now organizations. or any other Black Greek letter organization, right? And we shed light on different individuals doing different things who graduated from HBCU or who's attending a HBCU currently. If you're doing, if you're doing certain things, right, or a Divine Nine organization. And so what we do, we reach out to different people with different career paths, and we follow them on the day in the life of what they got going on. And we sit. This season is called A Taste of the Yard. So we haven't released it yet, but I'm gonna go on and tell you a little tidbit about it. We follow them, yada yada. We get food from a Black-owned business. We sit down. We have a different meal from a different place, whatever the case may be, whatever Black-owned business that it is. And, we follow them on the day in their life, and we talk about the HBCU experience and everything that they have going on now. And I think it's dope because it's bridging the gap between, I think, to me, HBCUs are a community. And let's say, I don't know if you went to HBCU or not. Okay, but let's say you did. Let's say you did.
I wish I did, but I didn't. It was community college.
But that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. But let's say if someone wants to, hey, I want to start my own podcast. It might be this kid who's in college right now, and little do they know that you went to a HBCU or whatever it may be. So we want to bridge that gap, and it's like, oh yeah, I got that connect for you right there. I can cook that up, And you have a direct line to who it is that you really need.
It's kind of almost like being in a sorority.
Yeah,
because you know how they connect. Like if say somebody's a doctor, right? Yeah. Somebody in that sorority might be a doctor, can help the other person.
There you go. And so a lot of times you don't even know that those people are Greek or went to a HBCU, and that's that. Like me, I'm in a fraternity as well, so it's one of those things. A lot of times people don't even know. It's like such and such Greek. I didn't know such and such was. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like, yeah, that's my frat brother. Let me connect y'all or. In whatever respective organization it may be, I try to bridge that gap because I'm cool with people from all different organizations.
Yeah, that's dope. I love it. So you said it's more so like a vlog, not a podcast.
Yeah, we can say it's a vlog because it's not really a podcast format anymore. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it went to another.
Yeah, we went to a different format.
Branched off. Yeah. I love it. That's absolutely. What's up. All right. Well, anything else?
Hey, just thank you for having me. Thank you for having me, man.
Thanks for coming. You had an event already and you came.
To this. That was a drive. Too.
Man, me too. Because I don't live over here. I just so happened to be able to get this studio out here or whatever. But
absolutely.
But I thank you. I really appreciate it.
It's all good. Anytime, man. Look, y'all follow me on social media. Follow me on Instagram at One and Only DC. Spell out one, the letter N, only DC. Facebook, DARRYL Chambers. Oh yeah. And I am a little stuffy as you can hear today, but that's okay.
I couldn't tell.
You couldn't tell?
No.
Man.
All right, we out, y'all.